Serve Alabama wants to get young people interested in preparing for a disaster. The group is accepting applications now for Be Ready Camp at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville. Ashley is here with us this morning with Serve Alabama to tell us all about this fantastic program. Ashley, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having us.
Let's start with Serve Alabama, just so we can tell the folks what exactly that is.
Absolutely. Serve Alabama is actually our short name. Our long name is the Governor's Office for Faith-Based and Volunteer Service. Best way to describe us is we are the volunteerism lead in the state. So during a disaster, if one group wants to get their donations to a certain area, we may say, hey, we actually need them more in this area. Can you take them here? So we also handle AmeriCorps and things like that. So all kinds of volunteerism stuff, that's us.
And that all ties into what we're talking about this morning, which is the Be Ready Camp. What is the Be Ready Camp?
We are so excited about camp. It's our 9th annual. And Be Ready Camp is for 6th graders all across the state, so you've got to be in 6th grade this year.
Okay.
Right now we're accepting applications, and to be accepted you have to write a 300 to 500 word essay. Camp is really fun. It's 5 days. There's a little bit of classroom stuff, which I know on spring break, which it's on most people's spring break, is not big, but the end of the week is a mock disaster. So the kids take all the information they've learned from first responders, the Department of Homeland Security, so it'll be state, federal, local, all kinds of different first responders, and they go out and they actually handle a disaster. So they're going around and saying, okay, well, we've got this over here, what do we need to do? And it's really an exciting experience for them.
Yeah, that is truly incredible, and it's great that at times right along with spring break for most of the students out there, so they can spend their spring break doing something fun, exciting, creative, and productive as well. Now tell us a little bit more about these applications. If we want to get involved with this, where do they need to go? How do they send it in? All that kind of good stuff.
All right, I'm going to read the question to you from my paper because it's a really long one.
Okay.
They have to answer the question, what impact can a disaster have on my community, and what can I do to prepare for and respond to a disaster?
Okay.
So there's the question. It's on our website, readyalabama.gov. They need to write a 300 to 500 word essay. You can send it to our address, or you can mail it to bereadycamp@servealabama.gov. So there's all kinds of different ways that they can be involved, but just tell us, what you think and how you can help respond to a disaster.
I think it would also go a long way toward, we have had some disasters.
Absolutely.
Of course, the Christmas Day tornadoes that we had a while ago, the tornadoes in Tuscaloosa, of course, hurricanes here on the Gulf Coast. So it may help the children too be not as scared if something like that happens and have more knowledge of what to do.
Absolutely. One of the things that we teach is a family plan. So we're sitting these kids down and say, all right, here's an outline. You need to sit with your family and you need to figure out what your plan for a disaster is. Okay, there's a hurricane coming. What do we need to do as a family? Where do we go? There's a tornado. Where do we go? One of our big things is always helmets and tennis shoes. I had some friends who were first responders in Tuscaloosa, and they said a lot of the injuries they saw were from cut feet, from glass and things like that. So always make sure you have your tennis shoes with you in the case of a disaster, so that you can, if something should happen to your home, you can walk around and not get hurt. But the helmets are going to protect you should the house cave in. So it's little things like that that people are like, oh, I never even thought about that. That's a great idea that we hope we can teach these kids.
Yeah, what a great and important thing this Be Ready Camp is. And you can get your applications in now if you have a 6th grader in your household. Tell them their essays are due by January 31st and get them involved for a fun, fantastic, exciting, and educational spring break. Thank you so much for coming in today.
We appreciate it.
Chastity.